So tell me, super friends, how many of you watched the Superman and Lois Premier, the extended episode, almost cinematic in length? The show that was designed to wet our whistle, to give us a taste of what's to come for the rest of the season of Superman and Lois on the CW, CTV if you live in Canada. How many of you watched it? Because I know I did. I couldn't wait to get my butt in front of the TV to watch that one. I've wanted a Superman TV show ever since Lois and Clark ended. A live-action Superman TV show. I always feel like they'd done my hero dirty by not giving him a TV show and just reserving him for movies. And then when he was an extra character, when he was a supporting role character in the CW Supergirl, I thought, my man, Superman just can't catch a break as far as television goes. Put him on TV. And they did. Tyler was so well received, along with Bitsy Talak, that they were like, yeah, let's give him a TV show. They probably should have given Brandon a miniseries as well in the Kingdom Come role or something like that. Or I don't know. I mean, it would definitely work. I feel like people would definitely tune in and watch Brandon in the role. But Tyler also did a fantastic job. He embodies the character, the spirit of the character of Superman very, very well. And he continues that with the CW's Superman and Lois. I tuned in to watch it, and I'm just going to tell you off the bat, I really, really enjoyed it. I feel like the show looked different than anything I'd previously seen on the CW as far as color grading and cinematography. And it's actually the show itself, it didn't disappoint. It was everything that I thought it was going to be based on the trailers that we'd seen. Superman was every bit as human and relatable, but also super as I had hoped he would be, because that is the CW version of Superman. That is why he works. Bitsy Talak did a very good job portraying Lois Lane. She was strong when she needed to be, but also tender and soft, like a loving wife, a supportive wife, and a very, very strong parent. I feel like the casting of Jordan Elsass as Jonathan and Alex Garfin as Jordan Kent, I feel like they were both fantastic choices. I do kind of feel like they maybe got them a little bit mixed up. Like whenever I see Alex, I look at that face, I see the way he's behaving and think, man, I really wish that he was Jonathan. And then I see Jordan and look at him and really think, man, I wish that he was, well, Jordan. He wouldn't even have to change his name. Jordan could have just been Jordan. Now, the bulk of the story, without ruining everything, and yes, I mean, of course, there's spoilers. I'm terrible at not giving spoilers. The bulk of the story takes place because Superman and Lois, who were working at the Daily Planet, had a comfortable life in the city, have recently lost their jobs because Morgan Edge has bought up the Daily Planet, and obviously he's got ulterior motives because he's started firing people left, right, and center. Just popping them off like zits. I mean, he fired Lois and Clark, the paper's star reporters. That's kind of a big deal, especially when you're firing Pulitzer Prize-winning reporters. You really are begging for the newspaper to fail. So there's clearly ulterior motives there in Metropolis. Who knows? Maybe season 2 or 3 will take place in Metropolis again. But anyway, they've been fired from their jobs, and very inconveniently so, Martha Kent has died. So now Clark has no living parents because Jonathan died in the streets of Smallville a number of years back, and it was just Martha kind of holding down the fort, or the farm, if you will, back in Smallville, and now she's even passed on. And so they're there, they're in Smallville, they're at the funeral there, they're at the wake, and through a turn of events, they find out that, well, either they're going to have to take the farm, or the bank is going to take the farm. And guess who owns the bank? None other than Morgan Edge. That's right, the same jerk who bought up the Daily Planet, who is clearly up to no good, also has the bank that all of these farmers have been taking out loans. Actually, a lot of people in Smallville have been taking out loans with the bank, which was bought by Morgan Edge. I'm really beginning to think that this guy's up to no good. Why does he want the farmland? Why is he buying up? Why is he owning the mortgages for all these places in Smallville? What is going on here? I don't trust him. So essentially, they have no jobs to go back to in Metropolis, and the farm needs saving, and there's only really two choices. They can either be bought out with a very large, handsome sum of money, and they can go back to their lives in Metropolis and try to rebuild again, or they can stay there and save the farm, which Superman actually recalls his mother, one of her dying words, one of her dying requests was for Clark to come home. So they decide maybe we'll stick around, save the farm. So it seems like the Kents have come to stay in Smallville, which of course, that's where the rest of the show is going to take place, at probably the right time for that town. Now, as for Superman's kids, Jordan and Jonathan, we knew by the trailer that they find out that their pappy is Superman. But how that happened is actually because when they were back at the farm, there was the wake for the funeral for Martha Kent. They go into the barn, and I'm not going to tell everything. I'm going to leave some of the meat on the bone. But they end up in the barn, and they're trying to... Jordan has climbed up this ladder, and he's trying to muck with the Wi-Fi router. Why is the router up a gigantic ladder screwed to a high beam in the barn? That doesn't make any sense. But anyway, so he's climbing across these great big metal pipes that are hanging there. And why were they hanging there? That doesn't make any sense either. You would never anyway, doesn't have to make sense. It was a plot device. So he's climbing across these pipes, and of course it breaks, and he falls down, and he goes on the ground, and then his brother's like, oh no, they're all going to fall on him. So, the more sporty one, Jonathan runs over and tries to get on top of him to save him, but then Jordan's laying on his back, and all the things are going to fall on his face and going to crush into his brother. So then he rolls over, and he actually takes all the hits and saves his brother. And in the end, his dad comes in, and he, pulls some of the pipes off and finds them underneath, and they're all fine. All they have is minor concussion. Minor concussion. As a side note, they always treat concussions like they're nothing in TV shows. And I gotta tell you, even a minor concussion is very serious. It's a small brain injury. A healable small brain injury. If you get a concussion on top of a concussion, you can actually die because it's swelling of the brain. If you're playing football and you get a concussion, stay off the field for a couple days, like a week at least. They're nothing to wave a finger at or write home about. Concussions are serious business. Either way, these are Kent boys. So a concussion to them isn't going to last that long anyway, because obviously they're going to have some measure of super healing, right? Well, maybe. You see, Lois and Clark had originally thought that maybe it would be Jonathan who had powers, because on account of him being able to throw a football like the wind blows, he's really good naturally at sports. And it turns out that no, it's actually Jordan whose powers are beginning to manifest. We know this because there was a party down by the, what was that, a quarry? Not down by the water. There was a party at I believe at a quarry or at the old mine. At the old mine. Just get your story straight, Brad. There was a party at the mine. And to make a long story short, there was an awkward kiss, and then a boyfriend who swoops in. He's like, don't be kissing my girl. And he's like, I didn't know it was your girl. I'm sorry. And then there's a fight that ensues. And both the boys get into a fight with some of the local yokels at Smallville. And one of the brothers ends up all bruised up. And one of them ends up not only not bruised up, but he also uses his heat vision. He doesn't even know what's happening. It's just like, oh, darn it. It's almost like getting excited and crapping your pants, except for it's heat vision. Of course, the kids are ticked that Dad didn't tell them that, oh yeah, by the way, I'm Superman. But I can understand why Clark didn't tell them. It's like, do you really want to lay that weight on a small child, especially one that has anxiety, or either on any kid, anxiety or no? Do you really want to put that weight on them? Oh yeah, by the way, I'm Superman, so yeah, that's crazy. You're going to have to keep that a secret. We know that kids don't keep secrets. Kids not only don't keep secrets, but they sing about stuff too, right? If I'm at home taking a poo, and then my 4-year-old happens to walk in on the bathroom and sees me taking a poo, he's going to sing about it. I saw Daddy having a poo. So I can understand why Clark was like, oh, I think this is a good idea to tell the kids, Lois. But anyway, because they're teenagers, they're mad at him. I mean, I can understand why they'd be mad, too. I can understand both sides of the story here. Now, aside from all the family stuff that's going on, and all of the we gotta stay here in Smallville and save the farm, there's also all the Superman type stuff. And there is no shortage of Superman in this show. Now, it's not all about Superman, because why would it be? Superman is equal parts Clark, Cal, and Superman, so they have to kind of show him dealing with a little bit of everything. His alien roots, the human side of things, and they also have to show the Superman side of things. But they do have a fair amount of Superman in this, and he looks very Supermanly. He flies and breaks the sound barrier multiple times. He uses the freeze breath, he uses the heat breath. And then there's this really kind of cool head nod to Action Comics #1, where Tyler Hoechlin is wearing an old school Superman suit with the black in the red S, and he's got the green car, and he's in that pose, and it's very cool. It's very nice to see them pay homage to Action Comics #1. But then there's also the main antagonist for the season. It's Luthor. Lex Luthor is the main villain for this series. Now, without going very much further, I've already talked a lot about the show. I've dropped so many spoilers. I have left a lot of meat on the bone. I haven't mentioned every single Easter egg or every single plot point or everything like that. I still have said a lot, and I really just want to leave it here and leave it for you to watch yourself if you haven't, and for you to make your own decisions. Did you watch it? Did you like it? Let me know down in the comments section below. What did you like about it? If you didn't like something about it, what didn't you like about the show? And furthermore, do you see this show being a success in bringing Superman back to the mainstream again for the average viewer? Because everyone likes stuff that's dark and gritty, and I feel like this kind of hits right in the middle with a warm, loving, quippy Superman that is in a very dark situation. I feel like this kind of slots in the middle. Anyway, I guess that's all from me. I'll see you with the next one, and bye for now.